Well, hello everybody. I wanted to share with you what my Thanksgiving cactus looks like after it bloomed for the first time. As you see, it's just still loaded down with buds. Um, this is going to be a spectacular plant for quite some time. Sometimes it blooms until the end of March. So I just wanted to share with you all what this looks like now. Since I've been watering it and fertilizing it well throughout the bloom cycle that it just had, it looks happy, it looks healthy, it doesn't look tired from blooming because it takes an enormous amount of energy for these things to bloom. So it's looking really, really good for its next cycle of blooms. I've received some questions from you all that I thought that I would just address as we're looking at this beautiful plant. One of my subscribers asked me, do you remove the blooms by hand or do you just let them fall off? With this particular plant, I almost have to remove some of them by hand or it gets to be a big mess in the floor. So when I do that, I'm very, very careful not to knock off any buds that remain on the plant because if you knock your hand up against a bud, it will drop off. So I'm very careful as I'm removing the spent blooms. I wait until they're almost straw-like. Let me see if I can find one that looks like it's ready to be removed for you. Okay, well let me show you this one that just fell in my hand. Do you see how this one is dry and crackly? You want to kind of wait until they get to this stage where they're really kind of like straw almost. If you try to remove, let's say this one over here, this one is not ready. If I just barely twist it, it's still on that leaf and I don't want to do any damage to that leaf. But when it gets to this straw stage, it is definitely ready to come off the plant. So you're either going to do that by hand or you're going to be cleaning them out of the floor, whichever one you prefer, and I would just as soon remove the ones I can by hand. Another subscriber asked me how I'm watering this one. Am I watering it as much as I do through the rest of the year? No, I usually water it now about every 5 days. I've noticed that it doesn't take up as much water just because the temperatures aren't like they are in the summer and the spring. Right now it's like 30 degrees outside. It's about 68 degrees in my sunroom, so it's not taking up as much water, but I am watering it regularly, every 5 or 6 days. Every other time I use my fertilizer solution on it still. It's, like I said, it's gearing up to bloom again, so I want to make sure that it's well fertilized so that I'll get some more beautiful blooms soon. And one more thing I was going to share with you all, if you do happen to remove your blooms by hand, be careful if you have something like this. See where I have 2 buds on the same leaf. Let's say you have a bud here and you have a spent bloom there. I let that one just fall off by itself because what's going to happen is if you try to take that off by hand, you're going to knock the other bud off. So that was another thing I just wanted to share with you all. Don't want to knock any buds off unnecessarily from your plant. And just another reminder about when you water, make sure that the water drains out from the dish. Don't let your plant set in water that will cause the demise of your Thanksgiving cactus. So just make sure that the water is all drained from the dish. Let me show you how I do that. Okay, and here's the dish that the water drains into after I water it. And then I put a paper towel inside that dish. And the excess water is drained into the bucket. This is a great way to drain your plants. It saves so much time, and I don't know how else I would do that with this huge plant. And this is the same way that I drain my orchids that are setting in plates and dishes. I just place a paper towel inside that dish. The water just wicks through that paper towel, and gravity does the rest of the work for you. That's a beautiful thing. And I think that wraps up this update on my Thanksgiving cactus. And thank you all so much for all of your comments and your stories about your holiday cacti. I have enjoyed reading those comments so much, and I'm glad that you all are enjoying so much success with your Thanksgiving cacti. And I will keep you posted when this one blooms again. Of course, I'll be doing more videos on it. And I would love to say the blessing over you all today. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you his peace. We'll see you all next time.